We need to talk about the season 3 of Umbrella Academy. Season 3 is bad. It's worst. It's the worst season of them all. And season 1 was pretty good, and season 2 was kind of dog shit. It was terrible. And season 3 only doubled down on it. It never tried to fix the mistakes of the previous seasons. And narratively, I think it's the weakest season. There's a lot going on in this show that doesn't make sense. It's so fucking boring. I don't know if it's the bloated cast or whatever the reason is, the bad writing probably, but it's the most boring season of the entirety of them. Anyways, let's talk about the problems here. I think the cast is the main problem. It's so fucking bloated. No one gets any screen time, any meaningful screen time. Anyways, to flesh them out, completely. So everyone is kind of underdeveloped. It's not good. They are constantly trying to give you the idea that there's something grand going on in the shadows, like the dad is up with the secret plan and he has the recipe to conquer the entire universe and all that shit. But when we get to the fucking finale, there is just literally nothing, and it turns out that it's just a fucking spaceship for him to go home. And yeah, it's stupid as shit. It's boring. It's bloated. The writing is off. The pacing is off, and the characters are arc. They're basically non-existent. The whole narrative is freaking dog shit. And yeah, I think the character are pretty weak in this. Like the Sparrow Academy, they're fine, but they're not the main focus here. The main focus is still Umbrella Academy, but they're so fucking boring that you do not want to see them on screen. Cloud is the fucking boring, cheap, discount slog version of Jack Sparrow that he has been since season 1. He's still he's still that character, the same fucking character since season 1 he's been. And yeah, Luther, Luther is he's given a love interest, a romance story in this season. It's not bad, but it's just, I don't know how to say, what to say about it. I think he would be better off if he contributed more to the narrative than focusing all alone on his love story. But it's more of a personal opinion. I think he's not most terrible character in the show, but he's just done so much injustice. So much injustice has been done to him that his redemption is nowhere close. He was also kind of sidelined heavily in season 2, and there was no redemption for him for that here either. So yeah, Diego has been also kind of a shitty character, and he's been done sort of dirty by the story. The writing was always bad, but in the story he had his arc with Lila, but it was kind of interesting in season 2, to say the least. But in this show, it's boring. It's boring as fuck because there is no screen time. So whatever they do, it doesn't carry any meaning. There is no payoff to it. It's just boring. And his personality kind of sucks balls. After season 1, so there is no redemption on that part either. And I don't think that this show ever knew what to do with Allison, so they just kind of sidelined her. She has been kind of sidelined since season 2. At least she had a sister dynamic with Vanya in season 1, but from there on, she is just there for no reason at all. Like, if you take her out of the show right now, the show would not change. She does nothing, absolutely fucking nothing to the story. She's just mad for not, fighting her daughter and her husband. But aside from that, she has no fucking role in the story. She doesn't give a fuck about anyone. She does nothing. She is not curious about anything. She has nothing to do with her father. She's just pissed and kind of a bitchy character, throughout the season. It's bad. And 5 is also the most can you believe that they made 5 the boring. Yeah, this season made 5 suck. 5 of all the characters, 5 was the fucking reason that this show was carrying on, and somehow this season even did him dirty. They fucking sidelined him, and they give a bullshit reason for his procrastination or whatever you want to call it. He does absolutely fucking nothing in this season. He just decides that he's not going to do anything because his older self told him to. Bro, that's not Five. Five would never do that. That Five disagreed with his fucking older self just 5 days ago when his older self asked him to let him be the one who gets to travel back to 2019 just 5 fucking days ago, according to the timeline of this show. But he didn't agree with him. But here he does because the fucking plot is non-existent, so they don't know what to do with him. So they found a garbage bullshit reason to sideline him. It's pathetic. It's bad. Vanya is also, she is presented to us as the most powerful character in the group, but she is also just there for kind of to protect Harlan a bit and gender swap herself, I guess. She changes her gender, in this season, and the only thing that kind of carried her for me was, I don't know, sister dynamic that it had with Allison, but it even destroyed that. So I don't know, man. There is no sister dynamic anymore, and she just wants to protect Harlan because I don't know what she wants to do with him. It's bad. Like, she does not even justify why she is protecting Harlan, why she's lying to her family. It's bad. It's bad. I don't know. Like, at least give her something to do. Like, at least justify why her actions are what they are and why she's doing this. They give us no insight as to why she would want to protect Harlan, or why would she lie to her own family. The family, by the way, who has constantly been by her side since season 2. And so, you would think that she would at least give a fuck, about all these characters because they're her family, but she does not. She absolutely does not give a fuck. She just wants to protect Harlan. That's it. And, yeah. So, Ben, in Sparrow Academy, he's fine in Sparrow Academy. He was actually kind of better off when he was good, since until at least season 2. But when now he's in Sparrow Academy, he's kind of an asshole. He's a bad character now, and he's not a good bad character. Like, I don't know, I think it's the actor. He does not portray the evil really well. I think the Klaus just kind of Ben, he looks pathetic when he's trying to be an asshole. It just doesn't work well. I think it's the actor. I think it's the actor who does not portray that emotion well. So yeah, he would be better off. It was still the old Ben, the one from the Umbrella Academy. This Ben is bad. He's bad. And the rest of the Sparrow Academy, they weren't given enough screen time for me to really talk about them. They were fine for what they were, but they were killed off too quickly. And Sloane was pretty good character. She had kind of depth to her. She was at least portrayed well. And the dad, Reginald Hargreaves, he also kind of had depth. That was until his big reveal until the last episode that did him dirty. It didn't really do him dirty as much as it did us dirty, but it was never a good decision on his part to just randomly start trusting his children like that. That's not Hargreaves for me. He wouldn't do that. But whatever, you do you. So yeah, I think it's the worst season there is. They should just start making more seasons. And I actually have kind of more to say about this show, but I would just be dragging on and on. And yeah, I think it's bad.